living alone for the first time in your 20s. We made it. Nothing ever goes to plan. We're just not right for each other right now. I feel like I lose myself in relationships. Let's just keep going. What are my next steps in life? I'm just proud of myself for that. Hey. What's up, everyone? So today I wanted to do a little bit something different, and I wanted to just kind of have a nice vulnerable chat with you guys, a little update about my life, just because I feel like I've been going through a lot of changes this year, just a lot in general. And I think talking it out would definitely help me a lot, but it might also help somebody else out there because we are all going through our own battles. I understand that, and definitely hearing about other people and how they're going through life and how they're handling their situations helps me. So I wanted to be a little bit vulnerable today and let you in on a little bit of my life right now. If you don't know me, my name's Angeline. I am 22 and I live in Virginia. I do a lot of minimalism content, a lot of just like vlogs in general. I actually recently went through a breakup, so I'm living in my apartment alone right now. I have notes on here. I am currently living on my own in my own apartment, but I will be moving in literally 2 weeks. So I'm taking it as much as possible living on my own right now. Let's just get straight into it. 2023 has been absolutely wonderful, like amazing. It's probably one of my best years in years. I think this year has been so amazing to me and overall crazy at the same time. It's more of a transitional year for me, I would say. First, I want to talk about how I've been feeling living in my 20s. This year of all years is when I've started feeling more like a 20-year-old, I guess. More specifically in the last couple months, because I've been actually going out more and doing things and actually having fun. Because when I was 20 and 21, I was really just sad and going through a lot of traumatic things in life. So this year is more of like my healing year, I would say, my transitioning into a better me, taking my past trauma and using it to build a better me year. And so I feel like this year I've been feeling more alive, I guess, more in the moment, in the present moment, and I've been really working towards doing that. Life in your 20s is crazy, you guys. It's so weird, it's insane, it's confusing, it's amazing, and it's just like so hard and difficult. Right now I feel like, what am I doing in my life? There's things I know I want to do. Like I have these goals, I have these dreams, like I know my vision, I know my purpose. It's just working to getting there, but at the same time it's like I'm conflicted. And this has been my question like all year long. Is this what I want out of life? Is this relationship what I want out of life? Is this apartment what I want? Is this job? Is this like passion that I'm working towards what I even want out of life? Is this something that I'm gonna want in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And probably not, maybe. Never really know. You never know the answer to anything. And so I think for me this year is just more accepting that I will not know, and really what just matters is this present moment. What is making me happy right now? What is my purpose right now? And what do I feel like is for me right now? More like freeing myself from that, I guess, expectation to have everything figured out, because that's how I felt when I was 20 and 21. I was like, I need to figure this out now. I need to be this by 25. I need to do this by 23, and I need to blank and blank this. Like I was setting all these expectations for myself, and this year I feel like I've more freed myself from those expectations. However, it is still hard because I still think about it. I still think about like, what am I really doing? You know, what really is for me? You never know what's gonna happen in the next week, in the next day, in the next couple hours. You never know. What's my next step? Especially right now with my breakup. This has been a hot topic, of course, because you all know that I was dating somebody and we lived together for the past 1.5 years, and I've been dating him for 2.5 years, and he was in my videos. He's honestly an amazing guy, an amazing person, and I do still love him. We didn't have any like fallouts. Honestly, I just feel like we're just not right for each other right now. I thought I turned my AC off. Hold on. Okay, I turned it off and I ordered DoorDash because I'm hungry. There's things that I realize I need in relationships, and that I never really put into place correctly before getting into them. What I mean is like my boundaries, my non-negotiables when it comes to a partner, the certain expectations I have for a partner, and I never put them into place, but also I never really knew what those things were, I guess what I'm trying to say. I knew I wanted certain things in a partner, and I knew I wanted certain things out of a relationship. I want to learn how to set boundaries better, and I want to learn how to articulate the things that I want in a relationship and in a partner effectively. And I just feel like it was hard for us to communicate that to each other. I honestly just feel like at this point in my life right now that I have to be selfish and just kind of work on myself. It's not just relationship stuff, it's a lot of myself, a lot of what I need to still work on in my life. And as an individual, I'm so young, we're so young, and when you're not happy and you're not feeling completely content with where you are in your relationship and in your life, sometimes that just drains you and it exhausts you, and you need some time to heal from that and some time to like find yourself again. That's another thing, is like I feel like I lose myself in relationships and in other people. That goes with building up boundaries again and knowing your own self-worth. And I feel like I just need to work on those things in order to not be this like anxious avoidant attachment style in relationships. And this is something that took a lot of therapy for me to realize my problems when it comes to who I am as a person in a relationship. Do I like who I am in a relationship? Or is it the person? And I just wasn't liking who I was becoming. I was becoming a very restricted version of myself, holding myself back from new experiences and traveling and all this stuff just because, you know, maybe he wasn't able to do things with me or didn't have the time. And I would just stop myself from doing things because I didn't have him there with me. And I wasn't liking that version of myself I was becoming, and I tried to change it. I tried to like work on it. But honestly, there's just points where you just start to feel completely drained and you just need to be alone. Things happen for a reason, and I always wish the best for him and I always want him to be happy. It's been a couple months now since the breakup. I've been feeling a little bit of a freer version of myself. It just has more to do with who I am as an individual when I'm not attaching to somebody and when I'm not expecting things to go a certain way. I've been letting go of more control and letting things happen as they are, and I've been feeling more alive because of that. It definitely is a hard time though. I mean, going through a breakup is always gonna be hard, and coping with that is a very difficult experience. I mean, I'm still dealing with it. It's an ongoing process. That's something that you have to like kind of learn how to do. I sometimes feel this sense of guilt and this sense of shame and failure for having ended a relationship, but at the same time you have to remind yourself that you are so young. You're in your 20s. You have to go through these things. You have to go through things that will change you and challenge you and mold you. If things just don't feel right and you're just not happy and you're truly not in a place where you want to be, you have to change it. You can't regret it. You can't beat yourself up for it. You just have to keep going and stay true to yourself and your decisions. Piggybacking off of this subject, since he moved out a couple weeks ago, and I basically had 5 weeks to live here on my own. So I have exactly 2 weeks and 3 days now to live here. So let's talk about living alone for the first time in your 20s. This is such a big topic, I feel like, because moving out of your parents' house is already a huge thing. When I moved out the first time, John and I moved out together into our apartment last year. It was so crazy and different. We lived here since January or February, and he moved out a couple weeks ago, and it was one of the hardest days ever. I was crying so much, and it was just a really sad time. Our lease was supposed to end in March, but we ended up cutting it short. He gave me about 5 weeks to live here on my own, and I've been living here on my own. So here's my honest opinion. I absolutely love it. I love to have my own space. I love to feel like I can come home and have my own kind of peace. I felt this way with him, of course. Like we just love to have our own place. Him not being here, it feels totally different because everything here now is mine. It's like, it makes me feel proud, I guess. Like, it makes me feel proud that I can maintain this. I can do it. Like, I can do it on my own. And it kind of sucks that I have to move back in with my mom because I can't afford it here on my own for the next, 6 months? I don't know. I can't exactly afford it, and I don't really want to afford it right now because I'd rather go and save money, you know? I would rather go and save money and just kind of have that support system around me more and just kind of build myself back up because I want to do a huge move soon. Even though it's really nice to live on your own, I will say it's very lonely at times. I've noticed, like, mostly when it comes to nighttime, I get really sad. I get lonely, and it's hard in itself because we lived here together, so there's more of a emotional attachment to the place. But I think I'm doing a good job at trying to detach that. Not even just trying to detach it, just acknowledging that those thoughts and those memories come to mind and not letting it consume me in order for me to just keep moving forward. I'm dealing with it well. I'm just proud of myself for that. I've just been sad last night and today. It's just been really bad for me, honestly, because I've just been feeling really hopeless. It's like, what are my next steps in life? Are the decisions I made the right decision? And I know that they are. There's always a part of you, that devil on your shoulder that's like, well, was it? Maybe you're the bad person. Maybe you just don't know how to make the right decisions. Maybe you're just not thinking straight. Maybe you're gonna regret all of this in a couple months. I don't know, I just feel hopeless. Like, am I ever gonna feel completely happy? And like with my job, I've been serving at a restaurant for like 3 or 4 years now, and I'm just honestly so tired of it. Like, it's great money. I have great experiences there.
Great discounts.
The managers are chill. I know everyone. I know everything. But it's like, I just feel like I'm stuck. Like, I feel so stuck in that job because it's good money. But at the same time, I just feel like I need a change. Like, I kind of want to bartend. And I know it's the same, pretty much the same, but like, I think I would want to bartend because I'm doing something. Like, I'm actually preparing something, whereas serving is just like bringing things out and trying to be the best possible representation of like service. I feel like bartending is like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, what you drinking? I would love to learn how to make drinks. I've always been pretty fascinated with like the way drinks are made and everything. It just seems fun. I would want to bartend, but I also don't want to bartend at the job that I work at now because I still want a new scenery. So me wanting all these changes, isn't that crazy? I just want my trading to be at a place where I can just work off of that, like work full-time and even content, so I can do other things in life. Just kind of get the ball rolling. I feel like I'm in this place right now where things are starting to roll, but it's an uphill battle, you know, and it's always gonna be an uphill battle, but like, I want to at least hit a mid-level plateau to where it's like, you're doing good, you're making money, and it's not so much money, but you're hitting the cusp of full-time. And I just feel like I just need to get to that plateau. Don't get me wrong, I'm making money off of both things, but they are not sustainable money, okay? It's not consistent money or sustainable. I feel like I have the tools to make it that way. I feel like I can get there. I can get there at some point. It's just a matter of when. And that patience is like, please, when? How long? How much longer until it just starts cascading? Yeah, and I don't know. And I've just been thinking a lot about my next steps too, because I'm moving out my mom, but at the same time it's like, what do I want to do after that? It's like, Angeline, stop giving yourself a timeline. Let things play out how they will. By the time you've been living with your mom for like 6 months, maybe you're like, okay, I got something going for me, you know, and maybe I could be here longer. But like, the thing is with me is I want to move out of her house by the summertime next year. And I keep giving myself these expectations and these goals, but are they realistic? I don't even know how the situation is going to end up. I don't know where I'll be, but I want to like move out of state next year. That's what I'm trying to figure out because I want to do all this crazy shit. I think my DoorDasher is here, but I want to do all this crazy shit. And it's like, girl, take it one step at a time. I made my 1-year timeline today. No, I just did it just to like set like basic goals. I just know it's not gonna work out the way I planned it. Nothing ever goes to plan, okay? Let's just say that right now. Nothing ever goes to plan. If you set a plan, just know that's gonna probably go another way or completely differently. That's just how life works. I just picked up my food outside. This past summer though has been so nice. So for the first half of this year, I was really working on being okay, like mentally, because I was really depressed at the end of last year and into this year as well. I was working so hard, like tirelessly, to just be okay, because I kept having these like looming thoughts and depressing, sad thoughts. I feel like the second half of this year, I know it's only September, has been completely different than the first half, because I was so sad and everything, and then now I'm going through a breakup for this half of the year, and living alone and having to move out and all this stuff, but I feel like it's just a completely different era of my life. Like it feels like a whole new year. Since I opened myself up to the universe, like I feel like I opened myself up to new possibilities and new opportunities. I feel like I basically manifested growth into my life, and I feel like I'm more open to opportunities. Like I started volleyball, I hung out with a lot of old friends. It's not even that I reached out to all these people either. You know, opportunities came to me, like my old film crew asked me to be in their film. An old friend's friend has a YouTube channel and asked me to be a part of some things, and like building new bonds. Like I haven't had like a best girlfriend in so long, and this girl Avalie, like we've become so much closer, and it feels like so good to have a girlfriend in my life, like a best girlfriend in my life again, because I was really struggling to make friends. I was really struggling to be social and put myself out there. And I just feel like this half of the year so far, I've been really just like saying yes, really just building up my own confidence and just doing it, just doing what I needed to do. I'm pretty proud of myself. When you're going through hard times, you definitely need to work on that. You need to deal with those emotions, you need to deal with those problems, and you need to work on healing. You really need to work on healing. There's not going to be a switch of a button or anything. It's going to come gradually, because once you start working on yourself, and I do a lot of introspection points too, like I ask myself hard questions and I answer them. Therapy has helped me kind of open up like that. But I think if you just like start working on opening yourself to those questions and answering them truthfully, you'll figure out what you need and what you want out of life. Because I feel like since I've been doing that, it's made me realize the things that I need to do in my life to make me the version of myself that I want to be. Since I started doing that, opportunities have come to my door, basically, or I have felt more courage to go get those opportunities. I don't know. Life is a huge question mark right now, and I don't know what the next couple months are gonna hold for me, how I'm gonna feel. With the winter coming up, I am a little bit terrified because I was very, very, very sad last winter. I do not want that for myself this year. So that's why I've been kind of living in the moment and just trying to have as much fun as possible, because when the winter comes, I become somebody that I don't want to become. Not saying that I'm going to feel the same way this year, but there is a possibility, and that seasonal depression, it'd be bad. But I'm going to do my best to put systems in place and goals in place for me to avoid that. And even if it does come, deal with it as it is and learn how to be better because of it. This was a nice talk, you guys. I'm so hungry. I guess I just wanted to kind of update you guys on how I've been feeling lately, how life's been treating me, because I do talk about it in my vlogs, but I feel like some people don't watch vlogs. But if I specifically make a video on a certain topic, then they'll be like, oh, I want to hear about that. And I can't wait to look back on this one day and be like, wow, I did it. We made it. If you're going through some hard times right now too, you're not alone. Things will get better. We will get better. Everything's just canon events. Sorry. When things happen to us in life, they just have to. That's it. They just have to. It's either for your character development, somebody else's character development, to keep you grateful for what you have in life, to give you a better perspective on how you can view the world, how you can view situations, and how you can be yourself, like how you can even understand yourself. And I just think that everything works the way it should, and as long as we always view it that way, then everything we go through, we'll understand there's something greater coming out of it. Sometimes they're really hard. Sometimes they're really fucking hard, I will say, and it's really hard to see the point or the use to why, and I understand that. But that's just when you have to just let yourself feel those emotions and let yourself go through it, because you have to go through it. You can't avoid these things. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was so much talking. I don't even know how long this video is gonna be, but everything is fine. Everything's fine. And we're getting through it the best we can and staying consistent the best that we can, the best that our minds and body allow right now. I'm proud of you and I'm proud of me. So let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye.